Hi everyone, welcome to my second video on my YouTube channel. First one was a disaster, but I'm not gonna remove it. Let's keep it natural, doesn't matter. You're gonna be better and better every day, I hope. So we're gonna start with my story, how this all started with my health issues and what made me to start this transformation and why you have problem to make a progress in your training and losing weight, and maybe you are trying hard but there is no results. From my opinion, there is only two possible reasons. First reason, it's almost always same. You are not in calorie deficit and you need to be. And I'm a first person who doesn't like to measure the food, but that's the only way. It's only mathematics. So if you're not measuring food, calories usually sneaks in your everyday life. What I mean by that, it's you usually try to snack something in between, or you're using too much oil, fats in your preparing food, and your calories going up, and you think you are in deficit, but you're really not. And that's why people doesn't make progress. Second reason could be health issues, and I'm gonna go through that now. Started a few years ago. Basically, started as some small health problems, high heart rate, and I didn't know what's the deal. And I was, of course, with the doctors. They measured my how my heart works, and I did cardiac stress test. They didn't find any problems. And after that, I start to be anxious a lot. My panic attacks starts to kicking in, and they were very bad. I didn't know that it's possible that you have some kind of panic attack that you think you're really dying. It happens to me a few times. 2 times I ended up in the hospital. The doctors told me it looks like me panic attacks, but we are not sure. It's something that's making pressure because you don't know what's the reason. And all the time I'm thinking there is something behind that, and you start thinking, am I really sick? But they cannot find what's the problem. And after some time and visiting my doctor, I don't know how many times for a few years, he wasn't interested enough to research what is this all about, unfortunately. And so I started to research it myself. First thing I did test on the cortisol, and cortisol was high. But that's not only thing. So I spoke with my doctor again. I was asking to appointment with the endocrinologist, and he said, it's not that easy. We need to check what is this about first. And so he didn't even took my blood test, and I was continuing to research myself. So I did my some hormones, and I realized that my testosterone was low, and some other hormones were low also. So what my doctor did, and that's why I said in a previous video that he made me a problem. So basically what he did, he said, okay, your testosterone is low. I'm gonna just give you 2 shots of testosterone. And he gave me first month 1000 milligrams or 1 gram of testosterone, and people who were using that, they know what that means. So as I realized, people who are using testosterone for bodybuilding or for testosterone replacement therapy, they're using maybe, I don't know, 200, 250, 300 grams. Someone is using 1 gram, but that's extremely. And yeah, he gave me 1 gram first month, and second month 1 gram to like raise my level testosterone. And in that moment I didn't know that's gonna be bad for me, because if you inject testosterone in your body, your natural production of testosterone can go down or stops. So after a few months, I did my tests again, of course, on my own, and I realized that my free testosterone is completely low. And in that moment, I was training for like 1 year in the gym, but there is no progress. First, there is no progress because my diet is not properly, and second, there is no progress of my hormone disbalance. And that's a very big issue, because if you're a man and your testosterone is low, you're even more stressed. So you're coming in one, how I say that, in one circle. I make a sketch here. So this means cortisol is high, affecting hormones that liver produce. It's going low. When this hormone go low from the liver, affecting hormones that are in your pineal gland, that's the sex hormones usually, and they are giving a signal to your body to produce testosterone. And they are low also, which affects in the end, of course, testosterone. It's low and your production is low. And when it's low, it's going directly again, raising cortisol, because you're stressed, you're a man, you need testosterone. So in this show here, one main character is missing, and that character is insulin. In the last test that I did, my insulin was high also. So I have insulin resistance, making impact on each other. And that's the second reason there is no results. Especially there is no results for losing weight, in losing fat, especially from the stomach area. How to do that? It's a little bit harder because all of these things, but only calorie deficit can help. And because insulin is high, we need to lower the carbs in my food and keep my protein intake high. Fats are very important because of hormones. What that means exactly, I'm going to go through this in the next video, how I'm going to prepare my food and what I'm planning to eat. But basically, I need to go low carb, because carbs are affecting blood sugar to spikes and insulin. So I need my receptors for insulin to start giving a signal to the body. I'm not gonna kick out completely my carbs from my food. Of course, that's gonna be too much stress for my body. You need to think about that too, because if you're stressing your body, your cortisol again is going high, you're going back to this circle. And so I'm gonna eat my carbs just a little bit lower, and I'm gonna try to eat complex carbs, not simple carbs, because simple carbs are spiking blood sugar all the time. What I mean by that, I'm gonna concentrate to complex carbs. That means sweet potatoes, full grain rice, full grain pasta, and basically that's it from the carbs. Regarding sugar, zero, no processed sugar. Only sugar, I'm gonna intake some fruit, and that's also fructose. And maybe if I eat my oatmeal before training, that's gonna be 1 teaspoon of honey, and that's it from the sugars. But we're gonna go through that in the next video. I'm gonna make a video about which ingredients I'm gonna use mostly in my everyday meals. So and we're gonna buy some food also. But now I'm gonna give you my form, how I look currently. So these pictures are from this morning, and as you can see, his body, most of the fats are going into belly area. I don't have so much fat in my arms and my legs, so this is the biggest issue. And if you are on diet, I cannot tell my body where it's going to lose first my fats. So you're going to lose from everywhere, but I need to kill this fat around my stomach in balance. How much is that possible for the person 40 years old and lower body fat? My starting point is this. I have exactly 100 kilos this morning after sleep, with no food intake, after toilet, of course. Lose fats and drop the weight, and try not to lose too much of the lean muscle mass. And I'm not that advanced that I can lose fat and build muscle in the same time. I don't think I can do that, but we can try with the proper weight training and protein intake. I hope you're gonna enjoy this process. Stay with me and we will see how this goes. And if someone is motivated to do this same time with me, that would be nice. This is something I'm very excited about, so I hope this video is a little bit better than previous one. Enjoy and see you in the next one.